Hi dolls, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about working a 9 to 5 as a trans girl. If you're new to the channel, I'm Kylie, I'm 22, and I am a tranny-licious doll. Never said that before, we'll never say it again, but I am. And today I'm going to be talking about my experience working 9 to 5 jobs and wage working as a transgender woman. I'll start with early on in transition, I'll start with before transition. Before transition, work always was super easy. I am one of those trans girls who, back in the day, I tried really hard to, pretend to be a boy and act masculine, and, I just tried so hard, and, I think most men... Sorry, not to be a man hater. Lots of men watch my videos. Men are great, but I feel like most men in social settings and in day-to-day life most straight men, and some gay men, try to act, masculine and tough and all that stuff. And so I would. And I was also super nice. I was always a really nice person. So it would be super easy for me to get promoted, or I could just ask for it and I'd get the promotion. If I wanted to learn something new at my job, sure, yeah, of course. People were it's just really easy. And then I started my transition, and early on in my transition, I was super, 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 super cocky, right? Of course, that's how it goes. You have your baby trans phase, you have no idea how to dress, you are overdoing it, you're walking funny, you're trying to learn all these, girl mannerisms and girl things all at the same time. And it's really hard, and people are really mean. Okay, people are so mean. They giggle about you, they tease you, you hear things. You get straight up bullied, by adults. The adult version of bullying isn't bullying. It's being, excluded from conversations and from group things. And when all your coworkers are, going on or doing a thing together and, friends with one another, you don't get included in that. And you don't get offered promotions. And people are cold and weird and mean and kind of shady. And so that was the case. I got fired from jobs. I got asked crazy things. It would be super hard to get a job. It used to be anywhere I wanted a job, I just go in. I was like, hey, I'm looking for a job. They're like, oh, okay, great. We need somebody. When you're a cocky trans girl in her baby trans phase, oh, I need a job. Oh, okay. Well, how about you apply online? It was actually worse in LA when I was in my super clocky phase than when I was in Ann Arbor, Michigan, which is a very liberal place, so less reservations about hiring a trans person. But it was still shitty. And it fucking sucked. It sucked so bad. Then, I started knowing how to put myself together a little better, dressing better, learning a little bit of makeup. I got my boobs done, and I had a skinny BBL. And after those two surgeries, things changed a little bit. Not really. Men would look at me and stare a little more, or would check out my ass, but which is fine. It's good for a little petite person. So, yeah. But, at the end of the day, my face was super cocky. You can look at my old videos and you can see it. I had a big brow ridge, and that's what people see. And I think after those surgeries, and after I kept progressing in my transition, to a point where I no longer looked like a boy starting a transition, and I was looking like a trans girl across the board. People were gendering me correctly, even before the surgeries, honestly, where I got to a point where people were gendering me correctly, and it was okay, I'm clearly a woman, albeit also clearly a trans woman. I got less outward shittiness, if that makes sense. Less people just being transphobic outwardly, unabashedly and unashamed. But what you do get is you hear people saying mean things about you a little bit. And, because you're trans, and it's taboo right now, I guess. And I'm American, but half of the people in America voted against your rights to you. Like, so you got to understand, like, as a trans woman, um especially when it wasn't passing, it's like, oh, okay, half of the people in here literally don't support my right to exist. I am in LA, so my ratio is probably a little better than half, but so it's really disheartening. And I think what honestly hurts more than the people who are outwardly shitty, because with them it's like, oh, okay, well, they're a shitty person. It's whatever. Like, judgment from a shithead means nothing. But what hurts worse is you get discomfort, where people see that you're trans, and it's either something they've never seen before or something they don't understand. And they're not mean, but they're weird, and they're awkward, and they're strange, and they don't include you in stuff, and they don't really talk with you, and they have a level of discomfort around you. And that's the worst, because it's just like, like, you see the people around you, like, making an effort to, like, connect with one another, and you try, and it doesn't do anything. And job-wise, I went out of my way to, like, do a really good job and try to be lined up for, like, a promotion or advancement at my job. And either people wouldn't take me serious, or, which happened a lot, or they wouldn't, like, really listen to me, or they'd assume you do bad. And I did have some stuff where, like, I have a manager who would, like, come up to me and be like, I bet you $10,000 you'll mess up anything you do. And, like, saying stuff like, do you understand how you talk? I don't think you know how you talk. I want to, like, record you. So, like, you can hear how you talk. And being like, well, you're never going to get promoted here. And it's really disheartening, because, like, you can try so hard at something, and you can get really good at it, and you can be so professional, and all people see is, like, what's in front of them. They don't actually give you the light of day. And so that really sucked. And that's, been the experience at many jobs. At most jobs I've had, I wouldn't even try. But yeah. And so I think that's what hurts more, is, like, the silent transphobia, or just where it's, like, actually a phobia, where instead of it being like, oh, okay, this is a hateful person who just, gonna use this as an excuse to hate on you, it's like, oh, people are anxious and nervous and kind of scared of me, and I make people uncomfortable. And I think that was really devastating. And now, post-surgeries, I recently had my boobs done, and I did my rib surgery, and my waist surgery, and, like, my face, and I do have a filter on. I'll turn it off for the sake of showing y'all what I look like now. 1 second. Okay, I'm post-surgery, so this is me with no filters, and no makeup besides mascara, and just getting off of a long shift and a long day. But post-surgery, going to work obviously has been a lot more positive. Like, turn this off, yeah. People are not nicer. Like, new people who didn't know me before transition are, of course, a lot, are really nice. I definitely get more looks and get checked out more. I am, like, I'm pretty much 6 feet tall, so that's probably part of it. And people are kinder with me in general, not everybody. And people are softer and gentler and just treat me better, which is due. And I don't know, I think part of it is good. Like, part of it's like, I'm happy to be treated like a girl, and because that's the difference. Instead of being treated, like, weirdly because I'm a trans girl, and now that I look more feminine and, like, cis passing, now I just get treated like a girl. Obviously a lot of people who know that I'm trans are still kind of awkward and weird. Some aren't, and I think one shift I've noticed, and this is a difficult one, but kind of expected, is the motherfuckers who were weird and rude, you know, prior to my surgeries are now weird and rude for a different reason. Now it's because I'm kind of pretty. Like, not to toot my own horn, but I don't think I'm unattractive. Like, I think I look like a girl. Like, I don't know. But, yeah. So, that's been my experience working 9-to-5 jobs as a trans girl. I know I rambled and just kind of yapped at you. That's what this channel is. If you enjoyed this video, like the video, comment, and subscribe. Why should you subscribe? I don't know, but it helps me out, so you should do it. And you get to see more of me, which is great. And it makes us both happy. Also check out my other socials. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.